Test. Test, test. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Let's go Olympic. Test, test. Test, test, test. We're down here at Penhurst Park. It's wet, wild, and really miserable. So once again, the World Game is here to brighten up your Saturday evenings. And a very good evening on a wet, wild and miserable Saturday evening here in Sydney. Good evening, football fans around the world, in Australia, here in New South Wales, in particular, for round 17 of the National Premier League men's competition. My name is Tom Rizzuto. I'm live once again for you here on the official Football New South Wales YouTube channel for the all-important clash between St George City FA and Sydney Olympic. As I mentioned, the rain has wreaked havoc once again on the beautiful Sydney cityscape. So we rely on the World Game to brighten up our Saturday evenings and deliver all the action live from Penhurst Park. Teams are about to come out now, so I'll run you through the sides. Starting off with the away side today, Sydney Olympic in 11th place, chasing glory. And when I say glory, I mean glory of not falling further behind the main players in this competition. In goals, Noah James is starting again. At the back, it's George Timotheou and Zygmunt Gordon in the centre-half positions. Peter Politis, that is, and Zach Zoricic are your fullbacks. Sam McMillan and Jack Simmons are your centre midfield pairing. In front of them is Gianni DiPizio. Out wide is Adam Parkhouse and Michael Varkas. And up top is Teng Kual, replacing a surprise change. Number 99, Roy O'Donovan, who's on the bench today. He's joined by Oliver Buffett, Darcy Burgess, William Much, Abraham Majok, and Christopher Parson. Then we get to the home side. Jack Kenny is in goal once again. The centre-half pairing is, of course, the infamous longest name in the world duo, Solomon John Monahan Viker and number 99, Matthew Karamalevsky. Their fullbacks are Cameron Fong and Fuamoto Kamada. In the centre mid positions or deeper roles today is Paolo Mitri and Lewis Curry. In front of them in the 10 is Well, does manage to get some respite for his team by picking up a much-needed throw. It's a poor pass from Mikel Hatton, and now Romero can look to break, does so well. Whips it out here now to the left-hand side of the field, cut back on the inside of the foot, gets a shot across, and oh, it's very close indeed. Very, very unlucky there. Wesley Ortiz just whipping that shot across. Looks like they've set up in a 4-4-2 here. Ball goes sailing out of play from that goal kick. Not what the doctor ordered for Olympic. All the way back now to Kenny. Hamilton just plays the ball downfield. Gordon deals with it kindly. City look to apply the press, but Olympic play out of it well. Teng Quoll winning the throw-in for his side. Oh, Donovan dropping to the bench. You don't see that happen too often. Did score last week as well. Ball hoisted forward. Not once but twice by Gordon. Quoll with the flick on. Forces a move there out of the Rockdale fullback, Kamada. George look now to find a way forward. And they do so very nicely. Oh, but unfortunately there's a sniper around. Paolo Mitri going to ground. It looked like he was ready to break away there and create some sort of attacking opportunity. But one of the members of the Australian Special Forces was around. He just fell to the ground. It is wet out there, though. We will give him some reprieve. Clarkson now caught in a tight spot. Finds a way to break loose, though, on that occasion. It's Timotheo now. Ball to the Parkhouse, nice layoff, and now Mikel Hatton look for a way forward, has to retreat. Actually ends up retreating all the way back to James in goal. Gordon, the siving ball forward. Nicely weighted as Simmons turns and goes. Oh, that's a nice turn. And now Olympic look to break forward. The touch was a little heavy, and then he was clipped. First foul of the evening is given. A talking to is considered by referee Adrian Arndt, Matthew Karamalevsky is the player in trouble. There's calls for cards behind me. I think we're a little early for that. We haven't even gone past 10 minutes yet. But a chance, nonetheless, for Sydney Olympic to strike first here via the set piece. They've definitely got some height in the squad, but so do St George. The ball will have to be on the money from Mick Ilhatton. But in this treacherous rain, what can they produce? Ball comes in, it's nicely weighted. Gordon's there. Too many players around him, and he just overhit the run. They win the ball back really well here, and Mick Ilhatton just couldn't feed it into Varkas. Just had a bit too much Weet-Bix on it. And then Kenny goes long, first time, all the way up to Ortiz. Brilliant ball forward from the keeper, great thinking already on the attack here. Romero trying to find a way through, can't on that occasion. Still with Ortiz, back now to Mitri, but his pass forward is neither a shot nor a pass. Caught in two minds on that occasion. It's now Zorasic. Dig forward there nicely. DiPizio on the ball again. DiPizio gets a nice ball forward now into Simmons. Tries to find. It was Mick Ilhatton who was looking to find Simmons. Apologies. Heavy pass there by Brody Clarkson. Going to go sailing out of play. I'm not too sure who he was aiming for, either Petratos or the run of Fong. Found neither. They let the away side off. It's a long throw forward. Cole just tries to provide a bit of nuisance. Just waiting for the throw to be taken. No one understands what the call was. Calls for foul throw. Not wrong. Ball forward is just hoofed away by Gordon. Why not? In these conditions. It's a nice turn from Romero. And a lovely ball forward into Fong. Looks for an early ball across, but Timotheo was there, well covered. And then Zorkic heaves it away. Stays in play though. St George City will come again. Kamada. By Petratos. Does so. The winger finds it difficult to get out. There's Mitri. Loses out. Simmons does well to keep this in. Well covered by the Rockdale defence. Fong. His touch a little heavy. It looked like he may have been clipped on the way through. Didn't make a meal of it, got on with it, but didn't work in his favour, being a honest servant of the game. Going all the way back to Timotheo. Give it away though, St George, after winning it back. Ball forward through to Parkhouse, is just a bit overhit. It just needed to be right on the mark if Parkhouse was going to be able to bring that down. Couldn't on that occasion. A nice run here from Kamada, still going. What pace! Brilliant pace, Kamada! Brilliant run, gets the ball across via a deflection and out for a corner. That was sensational fullback play. What speed down the flanks. It's a man who knows there aren't many who are going to beat him for pace. Here's the first corner for St George, and actually the first one of the evening. Ball's moving towards that near post. Comes as far as Fong now, who just lights it all the way back into the far corner and then tapped away. Brilliant save. I think it was Presley Ortiz who was just hanging around the back there. They go short. Here's Fong. Passes a little overhit. Ortiz does well to just whip it back across the face of the 6-yard box, but the header didn't have any power behind it. And at this time, it was an easy save for James. But the save before, magnificent. Tratos didn't quite get the connection he was after when he took it. It had been a little bit more sweet. It would have certainly troubled James a hell of a lot more. Needless to say, it was still a great save. Ortiz, nice flick. Nice to find the run of Mitri. Can't do so, though. Still with City here as they decide to go long. It's just ricocheting everywhere at the moment. It eventually falls into the path of a couple of St George players. It almost ended up in the back of the net too. James had to be on his toes to make sure that ball didn't whip into the far corner. That's not a good pass, and now they can break away here for Curry. Gives it out to Kamada, who's got that pace. Romero now. Trying to find a way through. Oh, lovely run. Eventually has the ball pinched off him. So Mitri has a go. Comes back to Bartos, who has a crack. Still with Rockdale, a shot, which is fizzing towards the roof of the net. And once again, James is on hand. Here's Ortiz now. Coming back onto his left foot. Finds it in the path of Curry, who loves having shots from here. Didn't fool his way, and now maybe Quoll can break away. One-on-one with Clarkson, who just wrestled him to the ground. No card is shown. It was shoulder to shoulder, to be fair to the centre midfielder. He did well just to hold up Quoll ever so slightly. Here's Varkas. Well, just bundling over Simmons there. This is broken kindly, though, for Ortiz. Plays Mitri into a corner. But it gets a little too tricky for one's liking and lets Sydney Olympic play out from the back via the goal kick. Ball sent long. Some work to do here. Viker did well in the end. Malevsky sends Fong on his way. Only to receive the ball back moments later. Switch of play out to Romero. That's going to find the intended target. Here he comes. Romero has a shirt pull, and that'll definitely be the first yellow card of the day. Number 14 guilty of that one. Michael Varkas, who couldn't keep up with the pace of the star man for the home side. Whipped in towards the far corner. It was headed back across. This player's waiting. Sydney Olympic do enough. Here's Fong now. Finds Viker, who just fires a shot across the face of the goal again. He's hit that with real venom. I tell you what, if he struck that from anywhere else on the field, and if it was sailing goalwards, I tell you what, it would have been quite a sight to behold. In terms of a cross, though, it was certainly a little too heavy. Here's Petratos. Finds Fong. Goes back to Petratos. Petratos trying to go around Zoricic. Still fighting there. Zoricic stands his ground well against the pressure and wins the goal kick again. With the holding firm defensively so far as we approach the halfway mark of the first stanza. If you are just joining us, we do apologise if there's been any technical difficulties, as those who live around these parts of town and the rest of Sydney and New South Wales, everyone knows that the NBN stops working when it rains. So if we are cutting in and out, we do apologise. We are doing the best we can to bring you this Matchday 17 coverage live on the official YouTube channel for Football New South Wales. Currently, St George City 0, Sydney Olympic 0. No real worthy moments of action to share, really, bar one opportunity. Perhaps that will come now, though. Ortiz whips it in there to Mitri with the flick. Romero's looking for it, but well covered there in the end by, looked to be Gordon that was covering it, was Ziggy Gordon. Romero looking for a way through. Can't, but does find a way to get a corner. Can they deliver from the set piece? It's whipped in towards that keeper mark again. It's across the face of goal, and somehow back into the hands of James, who reacts really well at the second attempt. He missed it the first time. It looked like it hit the hip of Clarkson, who was coming at the round at the back post. And it went straight across that 6-yard box again into the grateful arms of Noah James. Sydney Olympic dodging a bullet there, as that could have gone anywhere. Ball forward, doesn't find an intended target. Can Olympic do something with possession? They haven't had much of it in the last 10 minutes. Nice turn there by Curry. Goes out to Kamada, who's got pace. Kamada still going. Lovely run. Ortiz just tries to bring it back into St. George possession. Oh, lovely run. Here's Karamilevsky! Oh! It's wonderful! A true centre-half's goal. He's picked it up from halfway. Played a brilliant 1-2 with his teammate and has just lashed it past Noah James for the first goal. It had been coming for the home side. They had been dominant in possession. And it's come from an unlikely source, from an unlikely position, at an unlikely moment. But they'll take it nonetheless. St. George City 1, Sydney Olympic 0. Matthew Karamilevsky, take a bow, son. And finally, this game has had the goal it's really been craving. There's a ball forward. Ritchie tries to bring it down. Just couldn't quite. It was a difficult ball to control. St. George now looking to attack while the tails are up. Ball forward here to Quoll, who will keep this in. And then he's fouled. There's been 2 fouls, 3 fouls. Eventually a card is going to be shown. It is to the goal scorer. Karamilevsky, somewhat hard done by. That was just a moment where he was beaten to the punch by a mere matter of seconds. How will Sydney Olympic respond here? They have been, as I mentioned, just prior to the goal, a little quiet. They started well in the opening 5 minutes, but they haven't really produced since. There's DiPizio, finds Simmons. Good run. Plays it into Varkas, but it's a little too heavy, and this will be a goal kick to St. George City. Eventually the goal kick will be taken. Here's Romero. So hard to get the ball off him. Such a big body and so good on the ball. Oh, lovely flick. And now Kamada can break into space, and he's been tripped. That's another yellow card being flashed. This time, it's just trying to see who it is for you. This time it's Peter Politis who's been booked. At the moment it looked like the player just in front of him, Michael Varkas, who's already on a yellow card, so that would have been interesting. Free kick's whipped in, but it doesn't get past the first player. And then it is just hoisted away from Mikkel Hatton, who didn't want to have to deal with it. Karamilevsky I don't think he was trying his luck from there. I know he's feeling good at the moment. Did look like it was meant to be a crossfield ball, but it was nowhere near the intended target. Wall tries to flick it on, can't do so. Here's Politis, plays it forward to Varkas. Swarmed by all the St George players, and now they can break away through Ortiz, who's just storming into the box, but ball fell behind him. Couldn't fashion any kind of shot. It's Fong now. Loses out. Can they break with any kind of speed? Here's Simmons. It just loses out. Mitri gets it away to Curry, and he just switches it early to Romero. Starting from that wide position again. Tries to find a way forward. It's picked up by Petratos. Nicely headed forward there by Simmons on that occasion. Ball forward to Ortiz, who's going to be called offside. Ball back and away quickly. Forward to Varkas again. He's just getting out muscled by Kamada on a few occasions. Nice work there from Romero to find Curry. His touch a little heavy. Allowed the defender to step in and hoist clear. The ball's gone over the fence, though. A short fence over there on the other side of the field, not the non-grandstand side. Teng Qual, good turn. Finds Parkhouse up against Fong, who tracks really well and gets an important touch in. They go long towards Kwong, and then Kerem Alevski with a deft touch nods it back towards Kenny in goals. Ball hoisted in the air. Here's Ortiz. Lovely work from him. Here's Mitri. Ortiz, still with Ortiz, still going. Lovely dancing run. Here's Ortiz! His eyes a little bigger than his stomach on that occasion. Sarkic. Nice ball over to the top. Here's Varkas. One-on-one with Kamada. And he's shoved to the side. But in the end, it's picked up nicely by the keeper, Kenny. Well tracked by Kamada. And a lot of work to do. That's better, though, from Olympic. They haven't been bad by any stretch of the imagination. They've defended stoutly, passed the ball around with intent. Just hasn't quite worked out for them in that final third. They've been starved of opportunities, starved of possession. Now City will break again. Here's Fong. Tries to find the run of Ritatos. James just has to go long. Parkhouse tries to keep it in. I think that ball is going to roll off the roof and into the main road behind us. Is the throw now. Ortiz still going. Does really well. Shrugs off plenty of challenges. Petratos. They can't barge their way through. Monahan Viker just goes all the way back. That's a ball forward. Quoll does well to bring it down. Got players around him, holds it up nicely. But now Olympic will look to counter. DiPizio gets it to Parkhouse. Parkhouse still going. Is it back to Simmons? Mikkel Hatton. Got no options forward though as St George get players behind the ball. Quoll lays it off nicely. This will be kept in here. Apologist whips it across. There's Quoll. Deflected. Has to be a corner. It is. That's much better from the away side as they start to string a passage of passing together. Here comes the first corner for Sydney Olympic. Towards the back post, doesn't find anyone, with Simmons still. Eventually a free kick will be given as a couple of players collide together. And a rather anticlimactic end to what would have been a good opportunity for the away side to bounce back into this game. Long ball forward by Monahan Viker is far too heavy for Romero. Heaved forward. That header has fallen nicely. And now it comes to Parkhouse, who's one-on-one here with Fong. Doesn't win the first duel, but gets the ball back. Here's Zoricic, nice ball across. There's no one there, though, for the Sydney Olympic. The best run forward was by Simmons. Tang Quoll hadn't found his way into the box just yet. The ball was delectable, and the man up top had strode into the 18-yard box. I tell you what, it may have fallen to him, and that could have been the lever that they have been craving. A goal before half-time for either side will be a real big boost in confidence and morality, but particularly for Sydney Olympic really playing for their season in some respects. Simmons did really well to get out of a tight corner there. Forward is well weighted, but Karmaleski is too big and too tall, wins the ball back. And here's Petratos now for City. Mitri. It's the ball all the way across, ends up at the feet of Romero, who just wiggles his way around the byline, but the flag is up. The ball had gone out of play. Vizio now. Nice ball into the path now. Vargas touches it really nicely. Here comes Simmons, and then it just falls over. Plenty of players were chasing him. There's Curry. Petratos does really well to evade a couple of tackles. Oh, nice work there from Romero. Gets the ball across. There's Ortiz. Noah James just punches it clear, only as far as Clarkson. Curry. Now out to Romero. Still with Romero, looking for a shot. Romero turns once, turns twice. It's ping-ponging around. And they'll eventually roll out for a throw. Just 5 minutes left in this first half. Both sides looking for a goal. Would of course change the dynamic completely if either one of these sides were to score late on here. Mitri does well. Ball goes across. Mitri picks it up here. Goes out for a goal kick though. James looking for options here, can't decide to go long or go short. In the end decides to just dink it towards the sideline. It's worked out somewhat, but City step up and win the ball back. Shanked clearance, and Timotheo has to step up and win it, but now he's out of position and the home side can break. Petratos gets the run of Fong, takes it to the byline, touch is a little heavy, and the goal kick is won. Good covering in the end by Zoricic. Vizio tries to whip it across. Petratos picks it up easily, but doesn't break away with it. Olympic can reset. Here's Qual. Oh, that's a handball called, which is a little tough on the striker. It's Fong. City just happy to play around with it at the back. Kamada. Good run from, there looks to be Curry, who whips it across. He's trying to find Petratos, can't. Good header by Fong. Glides into the back of Parkhouse. We are going to have a stoppage for a head knock. a few more valuable seconds on to the end of this first half as we eke towards the end of regulation. 30 seconds away from the 45 minutes being complete. What's going to happen here? It's going to end up in the feet of St George City. They don't really want to go back. I mean, they go back in the end anyway because there's no path forward. Parkhouse is back on the field. Goal scorer Kamilevsky still the difference maker. On the 25-minute mark. It's Matatos. Ortiz loses the ball in his feet. Still the pressure remains for Sydney Olympic. They can't seem to break out. They have had flashes of good play. Still not really a moment that you can say tested Kenny in goals. That's a nice layoff. Falls to Mitri! Oh, good Lord, it was close. Myself and the home fan base got very excited as it rippled the side netting. It sat up brilliantly for him, and he's hit it with such trueness and venom. But it didn't quite sneak inside the near post. In the meantime, Olympic have countered. They can't find the pass out to Parkhouse. That's been their undoing. That midfield three today of Tapizio, McGill-Hatton and Simmons have just struggled to really dictate the way the game has been played. That's a poor giveaway too. And now they can break here, the home side. Is that chance now coming for the second goal? Falls into the path here of Ortiz! And he can't find the bottom corner. I thought, and many thought, that was definitely the second goal, that it hasn't been taken. Olympic survive two very near misses to round out this first half as the full whistle is blown by Adrian Arndt to signify that end. And what a tense first half it has been. Just the one goal to speak to. Matthew Kamilevsky's wonderful strike, the difference so far, as he put his side in front on the 25th minute mark. But other than the late two chances, both to Paolo Mitri and Presley Ortiz, it's been quite quiet between these two sides. But if we have anything like the last 2 minutes in the second half, we are going to get plenty of action in the second 45 minutes to come here at Penhurst Park. Stats up on the screen for you show a real tale of the tape. 10 shots for the home side, none to Sydney Olympic. So something's got to change for them if they're going to find any kind of result out of this game. We'll be back with you shortly here for the second half from Penhurst Park on match day 17 of the National Premier League men's competition between St George City and Sydney Olympic.
might turn off for a second because I want to run to the bathroom. Or I can leave my phone here when the commentator gets back. The phone is looking, yeah, I can. It should have enough, but I can plug it in. Yeah, easy. Well, the other thing is, I've got a game on tomorrow, kind of early in the day, so I'm worried. Is there a way to get there?
Good to have you back here from Penhurst Park. Match day 17 between St George City and Sydney Olympic. 1-0 to the home side, courtesy of a wonderful strike from Matthew Karamalevsky. It has been a little cagey since then. A couple of flashes of brilliance towards the end of the first half. Almost saw this game blow wide open, but it didn't happen. And the game remains a closely fought affair. My name's Dom, here with you on the official Football New South Wales live stream. The rain has somewhat stopped, still sort of drizzling away, but it's not as heavy as before. It's still cold though, I'll tell you that much. Here's Romero now. Finds Clarkson, who's made a deep run back to Curry. Let's go back to Kamado, just whips it across towards Petratos, but it's headed away, and that's a nice touch from Varkas, who's now got some room to move into. He's covered by Mitri, and has to retreat. There has been a potential change, it looks like, here for the away side. Number 15 has come on, William Much, replacing Peter Politis. Jesus, James had to get it away from his feet quickly. He played around with it for far too long just then. It wasn't the cleanest of passes back to him, but he certainly should have done a better job. Curry now. Wind has picked up as well, so you are hearing that blowing sound. It is because of that reason. That's a ball forward now into Quoll, who's one-on-one here with Karamalevsky. Quoll's got that pace. Karamalevsky covers well. Has been another change as well. O'Donovan is now on 2 for Sydney Olympic. So a couple of changes for them. They needed it, you would say. They weren't particularly effective in that first half. Quahl gets it across. Eventually it will deflect comfortably into Kenny's grasp. Dropped into a 4-4-2 shape, the away side, with O'Donovan and Quahl playing up top together. There's Petratos, who's picked up that header away from Timotheo. Gets it out now to Ortiz, but he's offside. One thing that the home side done really well today. They've just won their challenges very effectively, and it could result in a second goal as Petratos is just allowed to stroll into the box, and then a free kick is given as it came back into his arm. It's a wonderful save by James down low, but that was far too easy for St George. There's O'Donovan now. Can he provide a spark off the bench? It's a good ball across there by Varkas. Doesn't find O'Donovan or Parkes in the middle, but they do get a free kick here. Kual holding the ball up well, is bundled over there by, looks to be Kamada or Fong. I think it was Fong there. Can he produce something from here? Kual's going to take it. Thought they would have used his size in the 18-yard box. To be the case, he's going to take the free kick. Donovan is lurking too. Will this be the moment? Here comes Kual, and it's high as the sky. And that won't trouble anyone in goals. Not the right option from there. Kenny just hoists clear. Ooh, that was a big flash of lightning. Oh, that's a nice layoff there from Ortiz. Here's Curry. Gets it back to Romero. Here's Romero trying to find a way through. Nutties a couple of players. Comes back to Ortiz. There was a crack and the shot is blocked. Picked up there by Clarkson though. Stray pass from Varkas. But DiPizio stepped in and won the ball. And now Kual has got some room to move into. He's up against Karolewski. Here's Kual still going, looking for options, but he's just outstrengthed by the centre half. Finding a little bit more of an outball now, the away side, which they didn't really have in the second half. So it could be the first half. Nice run here. Tries to find Kual, but can't do so. Now here's Curry, who's looking to start the counter for St George. And now we have a pause. And that's exactly what I think it's going to be. The lightning flashing across the face of the pitch means that the players are going to have to come off. Not sure if it was 5 minutes ago, but it was certainly there. And it will be a pause. All the players will come off. Now, I'm not too sure what will happen here. If they will wait until the lightning passes, or how long they have to wait for, or how long they'll give. The lightning could be around for the next few hours. It was, to be fair, only one flash that came over the grandstand, but it has been threatening on both the north and southern side of the ground. So we are going to have a pause in time. So, folks, I've never had to do this before. You're going to have to talk to you for the remaining time. So, if we find ourselves going a little quiet, that is probably why. I think we'll go for a pause, don't you think? So, thank you all for your momentary patience. We hope to be back on as soon as possible. But if you're just joining us, it's St George City 1, Sydney Olympic 0. 7 minutes into the second half, we have a pause for lightning. Hopefully it will only be momentarily, and we'll be back with you very shortly. And at long last, welcome back to Penhurst Park for the second half of this matchday 17 clash between St George City and Sydney Olympic. If you're just joining us again for the third time, it is a resumption of play after a stoppage for lightning. We just had to wait 20 or 30 or so minutes for time to pass, for the lightning to clear. That has now happened, and we are happy to say we are back underway. Just a bit of a tale of the tape for you if you are joining us just now on the 55th minute mark of this game between St George City and Sydney Olympic. Only one goal scored, courtesy of Matthew Karamalevsky, in and around the quarter hour mark. Since then, it's been a tight affair. There's been chances, certainly for the home side, in the back end of the first half. Didn't come into fruition for them, which has left the jaw slightly ajar for Sydney Olympic. That's a lovely turn for Mikhail Hatton. We'll come back to the tail of the tape in a second. O'Donovan, who's now on as a substitute. The advantage is played here. Out to the corner, they're looking for that cross. They go back to Mikhail Hatton, and he's just got underneath it like a spade. And that's just gone high into the sky and easily collected by Kenny and goals. But as mentioned, it's been a tight affair. Sydney Olympic have really struggled to create much going forward. They've made the necessary changes to try and create something. O'Donovan being one of those changes, alongside this man just heading the ball, William Much. And they've slipped into a more direct 4-4-2 shape. So far, it has yet to come into any sort of result for them. It's a good strong run here from DePizio there. It was a strong run there by Mitri. Still with the home side, and they go very close just there. The ball whipped across there by, I think it's Kamada. They just couldn't get over the header there. It looked like it was Petratos. Ball into O'Donovan, who's still at the ripe of age of 36, is still lightning quick. Romero. Excuse me, 38 for Roy O'Donovan. Does look like it's a game that's going to go right down to the wire. I think a goal for St George will be enough for them. Whereas for Olympic, it certainly looks like a goal may secure a late point for them, but still plenty of time to come. Game can certainly change. Here's Mitri now. Oh, nicely done. Here's that chance to the byline is Petratos. Can't get it across and will win the corner. The rain is starting to get heavier again. The lightning may have passed, but the rain hasn't. Ball's whipped in towards the middle of the 18-yard box. Comes back to Kamada, but gets underneath it just ever so slightly. And goes over the crossbar. Here's Much now. Into Quoll, who brings it down nicely and turns and goes. Here's Quoll. Quoll still going. Quoll looking for an opening, gets a shot away, and it's deflected out for a corner. That's better there from Olympic. More direct. Backing themselves on the turn. Here comes the short corner to Parkhouse. He dinks it across. It's only into the hands of Kenny. That was, again, set-piece routine that didn't come off. And if you listen to any of my calls of this league or listen to me at all when I watch football, I loathe the set-piece routine. Just whip it in there, particularly with the weather conditions. That's why I'm standing here and I'm not on the dugout. Poor pass there from Timotheo is picked up there by Betratos. Tries to get it away to Curry. Does enough. Now comes back to Mitri. Mitri's lining one up! Ooh, it's not too far away. Let's see the centre midfielder powering up from a mile away like a Dragon Ball Z episode. Parkhouse back to Much. It's a poor layoff by O'Donovan. Gets away with it in the end as his side retained possession. Marta just heads that one and out of danger. It's a poor giveaway by DiPizio. Allows the home side to break forward, but then Curry gives away possession. DiPizio won it back. Asked the referee for free kick as he felt he was impeded. The referee thought nothing of it. It's back here to Clarkson, who has a go. This could fall kindly for Kamada, who's got pace. Kamada into Romero. Romero trying to find a path forward, trying to fashion a shot. Gets it to Curry, across the 6-yard box. Bobbled only momentarily. James as well again, and he just goes long up the field, all the way towards his goalkeeper. It's a horrible error. It's been picked up by O'Donovan. O'Donovan's got the chance. It could be 1-1. Oh, it's brilliantly cleared off the line. By the man with the longest name in the National Premier League. Solomon John Monaghan Vicar with a miraculous goal line clearance. His teammate and the only goal scorer today almost providing a glorious opportunity to Sydney Olympic. O'Donovan pinching up a terrible back pass. He managed to round Noah James, but credit to him, he didn't go to ground, didn't look for the penalty. Found the gap and he put the keeper on his backside. But he couldn't find it past the centre half, who defended brilliantly. In the meantime, here comes Ortiz. It just slips at the vital moment. It was a fabulous run. Goes long here. It's not found an intended target. They do get the throw though. Fold as well to bring it down, but there's too many red shirts around for them to break through and have any kind of fashionable shot. Here's Much now, who's been excellent since coming on. Oh, Donovan just couldn't bring it with him. Valamitri is bundled to the back. but wins a free kick. Petratos still going. Eventually loses out. Hatton gets the attack underway here for Sydney Olympic. Here comes Varkas, trying to find a way forward. He's run into a couple of players. I'm going to come back for a free kick here. There were plenty of screams for handball. We are going to get it. Now we're going to have a talking to in the dugout. Referee Adrian Arndt is not happy with the Sydney Olympic bench. This is a good opportunity for the away side again. Fire the set piece. This time they look like they're just going to fling it in there. They do so. It's nicely weighted. There's O'Donovan waiting for it. Falls to a couple of players. It just won't fall to a feet of an Olympic player. Still they come though. Here's Much. DePizio. Players around him, which is making it difficult to find a way through. They keep possession well though. The away side, and they'll just reset and look to come again. Still Hatton. Out to Timotheo. Timotheo again. She get out to his fullback in Zorosic. Has a shot, deflected uncomfortably, and it will go out of play for a goal kick. Looked like it came off a Sydney Olympic player, that shot. Well, that is what the call is. Otherwise, it certainly would have been a corner. Rather long goal kick is eventually taken. Brought down really nicely by Romero. Now comes that switch to Petratos. Gets it into Mitri. Who just spins it back across into Petratos, and Petratos again. He tries to get it back across. James once again stands up brilliantly. Varkas just hoists it away. Kamada heads away nicely, but only into Much. Tries to go up to Parkhouse again, can't find him. Well, Noah James has had a wonderful game between the sticks. There's nothing he could have done about the goal. Since then, he's been keeping his side right in it. Fong as well to cut that out. Varkas storms forward. Tries to pinch the ball back, doesn't get it on that occasion. Eventually the throw is taken by Fong. Nice switch of play there by Romero out to Kamada. Kamada up against Parkhouse. This will be a real foot race. Parkhouse has got the speed to go with the fullback. Clarkson. Nice flick from Mitri. Doesn't find anyone. Here's Quoll. It's the way to Parkhouse, but pass was a little fierce, and the winger couldn't bring it under his spell. Here's Much. Tries to find Quoll again, but no answer there, but he wins it back here, the striker. The switch is on for Varkas. Can he bring it under his spell? He can. Does really well. Varkas gets to the byline. O'Donovan's there. Oh, and can't find him. They just weren't on the safe wavelength. That was the chance. That was the real chance. Barkhouse did really well to get past the first defender, but the touch was just a bit too heavy, and it ended up meaning that he really had to lunge for the cutback. The rain has started to pour again here. Barkhouse. Tapizio tries to find Mikkel Hatton, but the pass is a bit overhit. Donovan probably should have also backed the fact that it would have gone more sharply across the 6-yard line. He dropped a bit deeper. Timotheu just goes long into the air up to Zurisic. Doesn't find him, and now Mitri looks to start a counter. Evades the first tackle and now breaks into space. Finds Ortiz, rolls through to Romero. Couple of dummies. The second one isn't fooled for. Much just goes away up long. Clarkson goes back to Yermolevsky, who then just goes back to Kenny, who just kicks it well out of play. We will have a substitution. Gianni Tapizio coming off in replacement of Abraham Majok, the substitute specialist. The impact off the bench has caused many a havoc this season. Coming on round the hour mark. Lovely ball into the path already of Parkhouse on Majok. Parkhouse now looks to get the ball across. There's players there. It's O'Donovan! And he can only find a shot straight at James. Either side of him, and it goes in. The ball was perfectly weighted by Parkhouse. And that's now 3 glorious opportunities in this second half for Sydney Olympic that haven't come off. Here's Varkas now. Gets away with that as it bounces a couple of times in his favour. Throw to Olympic. Their tails are up. The changes have been made and they've started to make a difference. You would have seen the stats at the end of the first half if you've been watching since the beginning. He didn't register a single shot inside the first 45. They've now had 3 or 4 inside 20 minutes of this second half. Not a great throw there by Zurisic. Uri finds O'Donovan, who goes for a speculator. We are going to have a pause here because Clarkson has gone down. see Jason Romero in the middle, dictating to the troops what needs to be done. There's certainly been a little bit of panic in and around the middle third and back line of the home side, who have slowly started to concede more and more shots towards their own goal, which is a little bit unnerving for them, considering their dominance in the first half and really in the start of the second half, until we had that momentary pause for the Lightning. We are going to get underway here. Clarkson's gone to the sideline. Doesn't look like there'll be a change made. He'll come back on when he's ready and the referee allows it. Parkhouse gets a nice touch on that to make sure that they keep the ball into the path of his teammate Nikhil Hatton, but it's always difficult to bring down. Kamada just goes high in the air. Well won by Gordon. Timotheo just goes long into O'Donovan, but he brought it down, and Quoll was running through into space, still with O'Donovan, into the path of Parkhouse. It's a nicely weighted pass, but it's just a bit overhit. Don't know if O'Donovan got the shout from his strike partner, because that could have gone right through into his path. Long clearance again, doesn't find anyone other than Much's header. Nikhil Hatton picks it up, gets it into O'Donovan. Tries to go around Kamada, does so. Here's O'Donovan, lovely run, tries to get the ball into Quoll. But it's intervened by Monaghan. Viker, a telling touch. They get the next best thing, which is a corner. Nikhil Hatton's over to take it. Swooped in nicely. There's a few players rising for it, but no one gets a touch on it. St George look to counter. There's plenty of Sydney Olympic players ready for that potential breakaway. Oh, it's another poor back pass from a St George player. This time it's Clarkson that almost gives it away. This one was a little bit more secure. Here's Romero. Finds Clarkson. That's a Fong who's kept it in. Here's Petratos. Petratos into the path. Lovely breakdown for Ortiz, but can't just get it away. Kamada picks it up again, and it gets it straight to Romero. Romero goes to the byline, gets to the cross. Plenty of players in a red shirt waiting for it. Here's Curry. Back to Fong. Just goes wide momentarily. It's good defending in the end by Sydney Olympic, who just go long and away. And then they manage to pick it up. Timotheo finds Quoll, just can't bring it down. Picked up nicely here by Romero. That's a good touch. Here he is, into the path of Ortiz. The flag has gone up. 4 offside. It was close. Wouldn't have counted or mattered anyway, as the ball did go out of play, as the home side prepare for a double substitution. Quite sure who's going off just yet, because the home side are doing it at a snail's pace. One of them is Paolo Mitri, who's coming off. The other we still don't yet know. It looks to be Romero who's coming off. It is. So Romero is off. His replacement, number 9, Yarisamakis Petratos. Oh, nice roll of the ball through to much. It didn't quite come through. The other player on, and the new captain, we'll get for you in a second, is number 9 and Nathan Roberts as well. So Nathan Roberts has replaced Jason Romero, and Yarisamakis Petratos replaces, as I mentioned before, Paolo Mitri. Petratos puts the afterburners on to keep this ball in. Just goes first time. Kept in though by brother Petratos. Much doesn't allow a ball to come into the 18-yard box. Ball clearance there by Much. It's allowed Curry to pick this up. He's just wiggled his way into a corner. Fashions across. And then headed away by Gordon. Nap for a throw. Is Qual trying to get away, can't do so. Clarkson finds Petratos, but can't go around much. The rain is pouring as we head towards the final 10 minutes. Still 1-0 here at Penhurst Park. Kermalevsky's opening strike, the only goal. There has been chances, particularly in this second half, for Sydney Olympic. Oh, James has been particularly busy as well for the away side, denying St George on a number of occasions in that first half. Here comes the corner. Well headed by Gordon away. Still work to be done. Punched away by James. And then a snapshot by Petratos isn't taken as we get another substitution here. Looks like Parkhouse is coming off. His replacement, Oliver Pufflet. Here's Majok. Pushed over. Try to take it quickly, but ball is moving and it's not really in the position of where the foul commenced, so that's taken us back again. There's a substitution as well for Darcy Burgess, who's come on for Sydney Olympic. Pufflet tries to find Much, can't do so. Kamada teams up well with Petratos. Kamada still full of running to 80 minutes of pure speed. Here's Roberts now. Back to Curry. It's a new look. City side who look now there to be more full of running, particularly up front. Petratos whips it across. It's nicely weighted. Gordon gets an important touch. Suicic can't bring it down. Here's that chance now again. Player falls to the ground in the box. Ortiz was that player. The referee waves away any sort of chat around potential penalties. And now Much has got room to stride into. He's chased by Petratos. Nutmegged a couple of players. Qual tries to go first time. Tries to feed it into Much again, but the pass is poorly hit. Back to Burgess. Here's Qual. Still going. Lovely run. And wins a corner. And here is that chance now. Burgess is running across to take it. Thought that would have been decided a little quicker as they waste some valuable seconds. So another outswinger. Apparently there's no left footers in this Sydney Olympic team. They've crowded that 6-yard box. The ball's whipped in. There's players there. But it's met only by a red shirt. And now they counter. Is Curry. Olympic managed to catch up and win the ball back. And win the throw too, that's important. Here's Gordon, back to Much. The build-up is patient so far. Here's Burgess now. Gordon's touch is a little heavy. Fortunately, Roberts' touch was equally as inaccurate. And they managed to get the ball back. Here's Pufflet. And a pass from Gordon twice is poor. And now Ortiz can turn and go. Gordon steps in and wins it back. Only as far as Petratos. Here's Roberts. Petratos. Eventually we're going to have a pause in play. It must be offside. Interesting call. Here's Majok now, striding forward. Cuts it back to Qual. Timotheu. Back to Burgess, who's playing in a very deep position. DePizio. Here's Burgess again. Sees the run of Pufflet, who contests with Kamada, and he'll be adjudged to have made a foul as Kamada goes to ground. There was a nasty-ish coming together. There are some accusations of gamemanship. Too sure if it was even a free kick that was called in the end by referee Adrian Iron. I think just a pause in play because of the contact in the air. They just go long. It was a free kick in the end. They go long up to Ortiz. Ortiz tries to go around Much. Falls over. Here's Pufflet. Nice switch to Timotheu. To the path of Zurisic. Tries to find a way through, but Fong is strong in the tackle. Pin them in the corner though, Olympic. Referee orders the throw-in to be taken from the correct position. You don't see it very often, but it does happen from time to time. Nice header there from Timotheu. Pufflet brings it down. Does well to keep possession as well, as he was harassed by a couple of St George players. Here's Much. Burgess. Pufflet has nowhere to go. Timotheu into Qual. Does well, a couple of turns, still going, but just can't force a way through here. The Olympics still struggling. Petratos to Petratos. Majok is heavy with the tackle and the free kick is given. And we see a yellow card too. for the substitute. Only a few minutes remaining now. Olympics' chances of salvaging a point are slipping by the second, but they'll be buoyed by that tactless clearance from St George. Much had made the run, but Burgess's pass is poor. It should have come way earlier. And then picked up well by James, who just wastes, Kenny, excuse me, who just wastes more time. Hoisted clear from Kenny. It's gone nearly 90 metres on the fly. It's gone out for a throw for Olympic. Buffett with a good flick on. Quoll wrestling here with Monahan Viker, but loses out to strength. Monahan Viker does really well. Gets it to Petratos. Looking for options. Eventually dinks it through towards Ortiz, but doesn't fall anywhere. It still falls kindly here. Here's the chance! And again, James is down low with his right foot to save. Costa Petratos was kindly presented with an opportunity, but they couldn't find that opportunity to get away a shot that was going to beat the keeper. And yet they still only lead by one as we go into the final 60 seconds of regulation time. Do Olympic have one last roll of the dice? Great roll out to Much. Ball's whipped across, it's a little heavy. O'Donovan is there. Still with him, has a shot himself. It was a tight angle. Not sure if that was the right option on that occasion. The former A-League man will be disappointed that he hasn't been able to find himself on the score sheet. Burgess into Pufflet. Calls from the away fans to just send it into the mixer. Hasn't happened just yet. Gordon to Burgess. No real movement at all from the Olympic front three, which is causing some frustrations. Here's that chance now for Zurisic. Gets it back, here's Varkas. Gets the ball across. Quoll tries to bring it down, still going, it comes all the way back. Here's Much, who just doesn't shoot first time. Tries to bring it down, perhaps that was the moment to be the hero and just swing a foot at it. He's had a right back's moment and has been sensible when really he should have been a poacher. Pufflet to Burgess, into Quoll. They escape again, St George. Just play it long. This will probably roll out of play. No, it doesn't. And Ortiz is one-on-one here with Gordon. Can he wrap it up here? Here's Ortiz. Presley Ortiz. Presley Ortiz! Oh, and he's shanked it to the right. And we'll get another substitution just to give ourselves a break. Presley Ortiz had done all the work. The ball stayed in play. He went round one. He went round two. And then he just shanked it past the outside of the post. It looks like it's going to be the man who just missed who's replaced as well. It is. Presley Ortiz is off. And on comes number 19. It's Petratos, the substitute, that is. Can someone from St George wrap this up? Here's a chance! It was Roberts who was trying to deflect it towards goals. It was well saved again by James, but it wouldn't have counted. He was offside. Not long left now. We've had 2 minutes already played of stoppage time. They go long, flicked up. Here's O'Donovan in a foot race with Viker. Terrible miss. O'Donovan! Oh, and a free kick is given for a push in the back. The save was made anyway by Kenny, which was important. But again, O'Donovan would have missed the chance had it come his way. He's had a couple today. Just shows that he knows how to be in the right position when it matters, but it just hasn't worked out for Olympic today. Both keepers have been astounding. Much gets a shoulder on it. Burgess brings it down. But it will not yet be the full-time whistle. We've still got time here at Penhurst. One last, you would think. They go long to Matteo. Karafaleski just heads away easily. Pufflet brings it down, looking for options. Gets it into the path of Varkas. Pufflet with an effort! Ooh, and it's not too far away, but that could be it. Kenny is not going to rush to take this goal kick in the slightest. I think there's still probably a few seconds left if they can get the ball back here, Olympic. They go long. Timotheu heads it away, and then it's just hoisted back by Clarkson. James picks it up, the keeper, and starts running. Sends it towards the St George half. Kamada, important interception. And then hoisted away from Roberts. Petratos has a fake touch to go around Surisic, but Surisic recovers. Marcus picks it up, finds Majok, trying to find a way through, does so, gets it to Burgess. Pufflet picks it up. We'll get a free kick now for Sydney Olympic. There's still time. They want the free kick taken back from where it's meant to be taken back. They're going to absolutely load every single player in the 18-yard box. James is across to take the free kick. He's up on halfway, the keeper. Burgess the only player back. Here comes the last chance for Olympic. It's hoisted all the way. Here comes Kenny, who gets a touch on it. It's important. Back to Majok looking for an option. Still can't find it. Goes all the way back to Burgess, and that won't all be that she wrote in what has been a thoroughly entertaining 1-0 victory for St George City. We had everything in the end. We had a goal. We had plenty of shots. We had stoppages. We had thunder. We had lightning. And we had a victor in the end. It was a fabulous contest between two evenly matched sides. In the end, it was St George City who were able to hang on to the 3 points in a tale of two very different halves. They probably could have been 2 up inside the first 45, and likewise for Sydney Olympic, who had plenty of opportunities in the second half to not only equalise but to go on and potentially steal the 3 points. It's a heartbreaking loss for them in what has been a season of what if for the away side. But for St George City, it's a very, very important 3 points at home. And that keeps them well in the hunt of potential finals football come the end of this season. It's been a pleasure calling this one for you here from Penhurst. Thank you for tuning in and having patience with us per technical difficulties and poor weather. A big shout out to all the fans that came down as well. It made this game thoroughly enjoyable to watch. Full time here at Penhurst Park, courtesy of 1 goal to Matthew Karamalevsky to St George City in the first half, meaning that they run out 1-0 victors over Sydney Olympic. My name's Don Rizzuto. We hope you enjoy your weekend of football. Until next time, stay sharp and play pretty. Have a good night.